So many natural disasters happening, so many hurricanes happening. Now we have Hurricane Harvey that hit Houston not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, last week I think. And now we have Hurricane Irma heading straight for Florida. And it's a wild time that we are living today. It's a lot of natural disasters. It's a lot of the nations are angry. We have lots of protests and riots. We have calamities in the world. And the Bible does say, and I think it's in Matthew 24, that these things are going to come in rapid succession. And it seems like that's what's been happening in the past couple, not even the couple months, but past couple of years. Past 5 years, it's been happening rapidly in rapid succession. I can't really find that post on Facebook, but I remember posting on Facebook. I think it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago, where I said some religious leader, I'll tell you guys who in a little bit, I said that there's going to be a bunch of calamities, there's going to be a bunch of natural disasters and a bunch of things happening that will stir up anger, and some religious leaders are going to take these calamities and take these natural disasters and blame it on the sins of pretty much the sins of people, because we have disconnected ourselves from God. Some religious leader is going to say, hey, look, it is because we are disconnecting ourselves from God. It's because we stop worshiping God that these calamities and these natural disasters are happening. And guess what? Some religious leader, not just any religious leader, but actually one of the biggest, or we can even say the biggest religious leader in the world, is actually stepping in and saying something about it, saying, look, all of this is happening because of moral decay. And that religious leader is the Pope. Pope Francis and some other Orthodox leader blames moral decay for ecology crisis. Ecology crisis, hurricanes. Hurricane Harvey. I also remember saying in one of these videos a long time ago, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, that this LGBT marriage thing is just a decoy for what's really going to happen. This gay marriage thing is now being used by religious leaders, saying, look, it's because we have this moral decay that these hurricanes and these disasters are happening, these earthquakes, whatever calamity it is. Religious leaders are now blaming it on moral decay, people's sins. So if the Pope blames these hurricanes and earthquakes on moral decay, what do you guys think he's going to suggest we do? He's going to suggest that we reconnect with God. What then is his solution to reconnect with God? Now remember, this is the Pope. What then is his solution to reconnect with God? I'm gonna link you guys. To what the Pope's solution is to reconnect with God. And I think there's a few links. I'm gonna link it to you guys. One of them is from Catholic.org, where the Pope specifically says that we should not work on Sunday. He says Sunday should be family day. What did God say was family day? That is the Sabbath. The Pope says we should rest on Sunday. What did God say is the rest day? That is the Sabbath. It's interesting, right? There's a contrast. God says Sabbath. Pope says Sunday. The Pope even says in this specific article that spending Sundays with family is an ethical choice. Ethical choice. So again, there is a contrast, right? There's a contrast. There's the true Sabbath, the Sabbath of God, the Sabbath, the Bible Sabbath, and then there's Pope's Sabbath, Sunday. Okay? So, and this is the Pope's solution to get back to God. He's not going to be Saturday. He's not going to say, oh, go to church on Saturdays. He's not going to say that, right? Does the leopard change his spots? No. So the Pope is not going to change his spots. The Pope's solution to reconnect back with God is Sunday. But God's solution to reconnect back with God is Sabbath. So there is a contrast. What is worship? A lot of people say, "Oh, I worship God." You know what I mean? Like I worship God every day, and this and that. But what exactly is worship? The word worship, the word worship. If you guys look in, I think it's Psalms 95 and verse 6. The psalmist says, "Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker." So the Lord is our Maker, and we should bow down to Him. We should worship Him. The word worship means to bow down or to prostrate oneself. That means to submit to that person, to submit to Him, to God. How do you submit to God? What does it mean to submit to God? It means to obey Him. How do you obey Him? What exactly do you obey? You obey His commands, His commandments. And one of those commandments is to keep the Sabbath holy. Remember the Sabbath, keep it holy. So we worship God by obeying His commands. If we don't obey His commands, we are not worshiping Him. If you obey someone else's commands, then you are worshiping that person who commands you something different than what God commands you. So you're either worshiping God or worshiping someone else with a different set of commands. We all know who the Pope is. We all know what the Vatican is in Bible prophecy. If you guys don't know, I'll link you guys to a video in the description box. You guys will know what the Vatican is in Bible prophecy. You guys can study it later on if you guys want to. There's a link in the description. I think I have like 4 videos on it. You guys will have a full study on what the Vatican or what the Papacy is in Bible prophecy. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, the Papacy is the beast of Revelation 13. Link is in the description. In fact, check that out first before you continue with this video. But we now know, right? From scripture alone and history, we now know that the beast of Revelation 13 is the Papacy. So if the Papacy is the beast of Revelation 13, what is the mark of the authority of the Papacy? If we know the mark of the Papacy, then we are going to know the mark of the beast. Let's find out. I mean, this is not a full study, but let's find out by the words of the Papacy itself. I'll give you guys a link to this article, amazingdiscoveries.org, where it lists a bunch of articles from the Papacy itself, where it shows them boasting that they have the authority to change God's law. Of course, no one can change God's law because we are not God. We're only humans. But in Daniel 7, there's a little horn that thinks it can change the laws of God. It thinks it can change times and laws. Funny thing, the only law that is also a time is the Sabbath. Check this out. The Catechism of the Catholic Church, Section 2, Article 3 in 1994. Here's what it says. Sunday is expressly distinguished from the Sabbath, which it follows chronologically every week. For Christians, its ceremonial observance replaces that of the Sabbath. The Sabbath, which represented the completion of the first creation, has been replaced by Sunday, which recalls the new creation inaugurated by the resurrection of Christ. In respecting religious liberty and the common good of all, Christians should seek recognition of Sundays and the church's holy days as legal holidays. This is coming from the Papacy. Cardinal James Gibbons from The Faith of Our Fathers, published in 1978, Section 108. I think it's Section 108. You may read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and you will not find a single line authorizing the sanctification of Sunday. The scriptures enforce the religious observance of Saturday. A Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine. This was published in 1957. Here, it's like a Q&A type of thing. Question, which is the Sabbath day? Answer, Saturday is the Sabbath day. Question, why do we observe Sunday instead of Saturday? Answer, we observe Sunday instead of Saturday because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. Did they have authority to do this? No, they didn't. Chancellor Albert Smith for Cardinal of Baltimore, Archdiocese. I don't know how to say that word. Letter dated February 10th, 1920. If Protestants would follow the Bible, they should worship God on the Sabbath day by God, which is Saturday. In keeping Sunday, they are following a law of the Catholic Church. They're not following God's law, they're following the law of the Catholic Church if you keep Sunday. This is from the mouth of the papacy itself. Catholic Record, September 1, 1923. The Catholic Church is above the Bible. That's blasphemy. The Catholic Church is above the Bible, and this transference of the Sabbath observance is proof of that fact. So they're saying that the church is above the Bible, that the church has the authority to establish a different Sabbath. This is another one. This is a very... Okay, if I quote this, some of you guys might feel some type of way. Okay? But I'm going to quote this. This was published in October 28, 1895. You guys can look this up. It's a letter from C.F. Thomas, Chancellor of Cardinal Gibbons. Now remember, the papacy is the beast. Okay, the papacy is the beast. Remember that, right? Here's what it says. Here's what the letter says. Established or published in October 28, 1895. Check this out. Of course, the Catholic Church claims that the change was her act. The change from Saturday Sabbath to Sunday Sabbath. It says, of course, that the Catholic Church claims that this change was her act. And the act is a mark of her ecclesiastical power and authority in religious matters. Did you hear the word that it used there? This act is a mark of her ecclesiastical power and authority in religious matters. So he gave it away. He gave it away right there, that this is the mark of the church's power and authority. The mark of the... what is the papacy? The beast. And what is it telling us here? Changing the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday is her mark of power and authority. This is the beast speaking. I mean, if that's not enough for you, I don't know what else to say. Again, let's go back to what we were talking about. What's been happening? The nations are angry. A lot of calamities, a lot of disasters and destruction. Matthew 24 says that this is going to happen in rapid succession. No matter what it is, the Pope's solution is the same. Whether the issue is economic, he's going to say, we got to turn back to God. Sunday. Whether it's ecology crisis, hurricanes and natural disasters, earthquakes, the Pope is going to say, we got to turn back to it. It's because we're disconnected from God that all these things are happening. We got to turn back to God. You know why these calamities and these disasters are happening? It's because we legalized the gay marriage. We got to turn back to God on Sunday. You know why this economic crisis is happening? We got to turn back to God on Sunday. What if that happens? What if someone says, look, these things are happening because we don't keep Sunday holy. We need to start keeping Sunday holy so that we can experience this millennium of peace here on earth. And those who don't keep Sunday holy goes to jail. Don't let them buy or sell. Take them to jail. And if they still don't bow down to the authority of the papacy, kill them. What if that starts happening? What if, I mean, you can literally see the timeline. I mean, the Pope is already talking about this. You know what I mean? You can step back and see a big timeline. All these disasters are happening. The Pope speaks. Later on, America will speak the same way. It's because we're disconnected from God. Let's get back to God. Let's worship on Sunday. All of us. If we don't worship on Sunday, all these calamities are going to keep happening. And they will say peace, and all of a sudden, destruction happens. If you guys learned something about this video, please like and share. Share with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your relatives, anyone whom you know would be blessed by this Bible study, or anyone whom you know would like the warning. If you guys are new to this channel and want more Christian content, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you guys hit that bell. And if you guys want to support this online video ministry and want to keep this ministry afloat, please pray for this online video ministry and donate at schoolforprophets.tv, where we can take the donation money and advertise these videos so that we can reach more people. Thank you guys again. Praise God always, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.